Hello friends, Srinivas here. Welcome to our channel. So guys, today we'll discuss how we can create invoice, payable invoice using REST API in Oracle Fusion. So before going forward, let us understand what is REST API. Okay. So let me go to my screen. So what is REST API? An API, a REST API, it's a application programming interface, right? API means application programming interface. It's a set of rules that define how application or devices can connect to and communicate with each other, right? So any third party tools, external tool, if you want to communicate or transfer data in between, so you can use the REST API. Okay, like Oracle has provided this REST API option to migrate data. Okay, data migrate invoice data or some other setup data also you can migrate using REST API. Okay, so like similar to our FBDI or ADFDI, so these are also like desktop is a ADFDI, it's a desktop integration, right? Where we can also migrate some of the data, transactional data, like FBDI application file-based data imports. That also you can use through OIC and interface data through FBDI automations. So similarly, REST API also is another option provided by Oracle Fusion. Understood? So now how we can transfer data or migrate data or create invoice using REST API. Let us understand. So so to know what are the REST API options available for Oracle Fusion, you can go and if you just go to Google, okay, REST API in Oracle Fusion. So you can see REST API for Oracle Fusion Cloud Financial. So there are a lot of scenario where you can use REST API to create different data in Oracle Fusion. So in this case, we can create one invoice through REST API. So what is our next step? Go to the Excel. Postman. What is Postman? Okay. So now you understood the REST API or application programming interface. So what is Postman tool? Postman tool is a API platform for building and using API. So Oracle has provided the REST API and how there should be a tool to use the REST API to communicate, right? So Postman is such a tool. Like okay, it's an API platform where you can execute our payload to communicate with Oracle. Okay, like in EBS you understood like SQL developer, Toad. So these are the specific tool where we can execute SQL query to extract data. Similarly, here Postman has provided this service for API. So it's a kind of API platform. Okay. So now let us understand how we can create API invoice. What are the steps? First, you have to create one REST API link. Okay. So that's the first step. How can we create? So let us go to that Oracle REST API list. So here you can find out create one invoice. To create one invoice, this is the REST API link. Just copy this. Okay. Get invoice. So now this link you have to suffix with our Oracle Fusion link. So that which I have already did. Okay. So I have done this. I have created this link by suffixing or adding our API link to our Oracle environment link. So this will give you the complete REST API link to create one AP invoice. So this is my link to create invoice, right? So now create a Postman account. So I told you what is a Postman tool. It's a API platform to execute our payload. So now let me go to the Postman tool and create my account. Okay, launch Postman. So in Postman tool, you'll get here the collection, right? Collection. Use a temporary or quickly set up your workspace. Don't just ignore this. So now in collection, if you click on collection, so this already I have created two requests. Okay, two requests I have created already. So you can create your own request. Okay, so get new request. Click on new request. Okay, if you click on new request, you will see lot of options here. Okay, and this is the platform or this is the dashboard where you can execute our payload. So this command depends upon which one you are selecting, either get, post, put, patch, delete. So if you want to delete some data, you have to use this uh, mm, select delete. If you want to get or extract the data, existing data from Oracle, then you can select get. Post means if you want to migrate data from other tool through REST API to Oracle, then you can select the post option. So now what is our steps? Now this is the URL you have to put here to get. If you want to get existing data from any specific Oracle environment, just copy this. You have to copy this, okay, and paste here. So now how you create? So now this is the, so you can create your account here in the Postman. So that is the first step. Second step, you have created your link. Now create your Postman account. So what is the third step? You have to create your payload. Payload means, payload means what are the data you want to upload into the Oracle. So how can we know that what kind of data we need to upload? What are the fields? Okay, so that we can basically, when you are creating one AP invoices, we need supplier number, invoice number, supplier site, and all the accounting combinations, payment terms, etc., etc. Right? So all these mandatory data we need to prepare to create one invoice. So I have created my payload here. If you see here, REST API to create one invoice. So it looks like this. Like if you want to payload to create the AP invoice. So you can see here invoice number, invoice currency, invoice amount, invoice date, business unit, for which business unit you want to create invoice, supplier, supplier site, invoice group, description, and then these are the invoice header informations, and this is the invoice line informations. So how many lines you have to import? One by one, each line you have to provide the information. So the question is how you can get this payload information. Okay. So is there any sample payload data you can get from Oracle? Yes. So for that you have a command, get command. Like if you select get, new request, right? So get. So get command, with the get command, what you can do, you can extract the data from Oracle, whatever the existing AP invoices are available in Oracle, you can get here. Okay, through get command, you can get this. So this is my how can we get the link for get invoice? Again, go to the REST API. So this is the link for create one invoice through REST API. But if you want to get the existing invoice data, then you have to select another, see, get all invoice. If you want to select get all invoice link, and you have to again suffix that link to your Oracle environment and execute the command to get all the existing invoice. So I have already, so this is for creating create invoice, and this is to get the get invoice command. Now you understood how you can create your link, REST API link. So I'll copy this because I want to first extract what are the existing information available in my current environment. Okay. So this is I pasted the create invoice link, but I need to first, if you want to see, now I can change the option here to get, right? Now go to authorization. In authorization means your Oracle user credentials. Okay, your Oracle Fusion credential you can give the username and password and send. Okay, so now once you execute this payload, sorry, this link and through REST API in Postman, so Postman will create a connectivity with your Oracle environment, and it will extract it will give you the information for all your existing invoices. You can see invoice side, invoice number, invoice currency. Okay, so here I have prepared this data based on this information. So you can just copy paste all this detail for any particular invoice and create data accordingly and create the payload accordingly to create invoice. So here you will get there are a lot of fields, but the fields which are not mandatory you can skip. But as per your business requirement for creating invoice, if you need additional data like DFF etc., everything you can uh, create through payload and based on your business requirement. So I didn't use all the fields. What are the necessary mandatory minimum information required to create an invoice? I just uh, prepared here the payload. So what I can do, this is one existing invoice, right? This is one existing invoice. I'll just change the invoice a bit, invoice number and invoice amount. Suppose 8,000 I'll do. Okay. Invoice currency will be USD, and my invoice date will be 2nd February. Okay. And my business unit will be US1 business unit. Okay, so all the setup should be complete. All the required setup like business unit, supplier side, everything should be available in the Fusion environment. Before that, you have to keep ready all the required setup. Okay, so invoice description, and based on that, you have to provide the invoice line. Like if the invoice amount is 8,000, so whatever lines you are entering here, the total line amount should also 8,000. Otherwise, it will create distribution variance, invoice line amount variance. Okay. So now I have two lines. My invoice amount is 8,000, and my line one and line two for 4,000. It is equal to 1,000. Okay. So what I can do, I just copy this. First, what I can do, I'll go to my link. So this is my create invoice link, right? So I'll copy this. and go to Postman and remove this because this is the get invoice link. I'll paste here. Should I change the option here to post, right? Because I'm going to create invoice. So I'll go to body. Okay, I'll remove this. Okay, what I can do here, I'll simply copy my payload here, paste here. So now go to authorization again. Just check if your credential is correct and then send. So it will create a communication with your Oracle environment and it will create invoice. Okay. So now the status is created. It's showing status is created now. So my invoice number is Srini invoice test 2. So let us see if the invoice is created or not. I'll go to Oracle environment and try to find out my invoice. Okay. You can see whatever data I have entered here in the Postman tool. Okay. The invoice is created now. Okay. So this was my payload. Invoice number was Srini INB test 2. And just review the invoice which is created. The invoice is not validated. Go to the line. So for that invoice I have created two lines. Okay. So it's created. So you can go review all the details. If any information is missing, you can also manually update the invoice and validate the invoice. I hope you understood. So similarly, there are lot many other options is available which you can execute and perform through REST API. You can go through this list of options and try to execute, try to test. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any concern, any doubt, you can ping me in the comment section and please subscribe and press on the bell icon to get the latest updates. And don't forget to like our videos. Thank you guys.